7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I wake up every minute with the fever dreams. I push my mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss. See, I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Choke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see matter of fact. Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind you know I'll always manifest it.
What up, though? It's the word. I am your reality coach, and this is your shot of reality. But before we get into it, let's get into the chat. Liz B in the building. What up, sis? What up, sis? Marlene, what up? What up? Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm trying to pin the link. I wasn't even supposed to go live, but I said, you know what? I got a question. I got a question. And I got some good people in the chat already who can help me answer that. But the question is, where's the substance? You know, uh, especially on this app. Like, there's very few places. Like I said, I wasn't even going to go on tonight. And I'm scrolling through YouTube and I'm looking like ain't nobody on. You know, you can go over to Ladies of I Talk. You know, they had a good conversation. You know, I was waiting for Key Marsha Goddess to come on. They ain't come on. I'm looking like the channels I've seen on. I'm like, I got ADHD. I'm gonna be real with you. If it ain't nothing grasping my attention, it's gone in like 10 seconds. And I'm like, can't do it. So, Ask Hero. What up, son? February 4th, I'll be remonetized. We doing some crazy stuff. I got some crazy stuff I'm ready to do. You know, I got rejuvenated as far as wanting to edit and, you know, going into YouTube. I got my date. I got to prepare the channel for it. We coming back harder and smarter. 2024, the year of the solution. You know, that's what we go do. We go create solutions. That's what we've been doing. That's what I'm saying. Like, I hear so much stuff. People ain't doing this. People ain't doing that. There's people who've been on here longer than me doing it. Ain't nobody looking for it. People running to the BS. Ain't nobody looking because Marlene been on here longer than me. She been doing her thing. You go over there, you go leave with something that you can utilize. Like you can actually use. Even if you can't use it, you know you go run into somebody or you know somebody who can. So that's something. You know, but in life, you know what? People just don't. Cat Daddy, what up, Sensei? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. You know, but in life, that's why people don't get the most or really get anything out of life because they just accept whatever's given. You know, when I was growing up, I didn't have a basketball rim. The reason I know how to shoot basketball so good because we were shooting on milk crates and hangers. We used to take like 5 or 6 hangers and bend them to a hoop shape and tape them together and stick them on a. Not even don't even get a backboard. You just get all rim. That's how I learned how to shoot a basketball. Shooting on milk crate. We made what we didn't have. We made it. We didn't wait for nobody to offer. We didn't wait for nobody to give. We seen a problem and we created a solution for it. That's how I was raised. I'm fortunate. I'm being honest because that's instilled in me. That's almost innate, you know, something that's just naturally. If I see something I don't have or I see a problem, I click into the solution mode. So or you can't fix everything. So that's wisdom. I gained that over time. That didn't come with it right away. Over time, you realize you just can't fix everything. Everything can't be fixed. So you understand focus. This is where this attributed to the whole understanding of philosophy. One of the philosophies I live by. Focus on what you have. Don't worry about what you don't. Because just my own personal experience, I used to worry about the things I didn't have. And then I turned around, the things I had was gone. So now I don't have this, nor do I have what I had. And once I adopted that, that was on a small thing, but I noticed the benefits it had on a bigger scale, on a larger scale. I was never envious of people because they had more than me. What they had, I know it wasn't for me. But if someone has it, that means it can be had. So if I really truly desire what someone else had, I just went and got it. Why be envious of them? They showing you it's obtainable. I appreciate you, Cat Daddy. I appreciate it. Yeah, they just showing you it's obtainable. That's it. There's a possibility for you to get this. That's all it's doing. When you see other people have stuff, but people get jealous, get envious. Even on this, people get and people man. This is what I'm saying. Where's the subject? What I don't know, man. What do you get out of? I can say if you teaching a lesson, if you showing someone's behavior, if you doing it from an educational standpoint, even if you roast a little, you know what I'm saying. Even if you roast, but as long as you giving some type of substance, that's what people need to start requiring. You giving your time on these apps. The time you on here, you taking away from family, friends, yourself. So what you getting out of it? Stop accepting stuff. It's almost cuss. Just stop accepting everything. Everything should not be acceptable. No, everything should not be acceptable. If it's not for you, it's not for you. See, not only will you seek things that's not for you, people will try to give you things that's not for you. Just because somebody give you something don't mean you have to take it. Just like disrespect. Just because somebody give it to you don't mean you have to accept it. Me personally, I look at a person like, who are you in the first place? Because if I'm on level 10 and somebody on level 1 and they screaming obscenities at me, I'm straight. I understand why they mad. They used to be down there. Like most of, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of times, um, just in life in general, people just have attitude with me for no reason. I understand it ain't me. Half the time you get into it with people, it ain't even you. I ain't gonna say half, but I say sometimes when you get into it with people, it don't even be you. They ain't even mad at you. Somebody mad with their spouse, their mama, their dad. Somebody did something to them, pissed them off. Can't say nothing to them. They explode at the first person they see, or the first person that gives them a reason to. They explode them. And you see that even on this app. That's all. These people are walking movie projectors. These people, they. That's why I say action. If you listen to someone long enough, they tell you their life story. If you listen, most people don't listen though. Most people, they want to be heard too. Most people, most people ain't used to audiences. They're not used to being able to talk. So when they get the opportunity, they bask in it. That's the nicest way I can say it. But yeah, projection. These people are literally walking movie projectors. That's all they know how to do, and you can tell. Man, I had somebody get mad at me, and I'm looking like, I know. First of all, whatever you think I did didn't warrant the energy you just gave me. Real disrespectful. You thought I said something, and this is in real life. It's not even on this app. I'm talking about like in real life, forward. I wasn't even talking about you. You totally flipped and snapped and tried your best to violate me, and I didn't get upset. I'm just looking at her. I'm telling her to calm down for she have a stroke. I'm not gonna lie. I was being petty. I have a very unique way of being petty. It's almost like everyone else to look at it like you concerned, but the person I'm talking to would be like, F you. But, I was really worried for her because uh, the realest one is in the building. What up, bro? What up? But I was really concerned because she was popping off, right? Like she was really popping off of it, calling me all kind of BANs. I ain't asked this, that. Little short girl too, going crazy. And I'm looking at her. She like, get out my face. I promise you, I was like at least 20 steps away from her. It was a garbage can and two people in between. I'm like, see, I told you, you tripping. Like, you gotta calm down. I'm nowhere close to you. How am I in your face? It's like distance and people in between us. How am I in your face? You tripping. Calm down. You a bust a blood vessel. Oh, that set her off. Then I told her she was about to have a stroke. And then she lunged at me, and I'm standing there, and I'm looking like if you hit me, it wouldn't even hurt, but it will piss me off. And by state law, I have the right to defend myself. So if you hit me and I punch you in the face, that's called self defense. She was like, you wouldn't punch me. I said, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't punch you. I don't know. I probably would. She had that even pissed her off. So I antagonized her at the end, though, not at the beginning. Not at the beginning, at the end. Then we went to the office and then we figured out it wasn't me. She broke down and said, she having problems at home. And I'm looking like, I'm not, when she first started cussing me out, I'm looking like, I ain't your husband. The hell you talking to me? That's how I felt. Like she was talking, dee dee, dee 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 dee. But that's how I felt. Like you thought I was your husband or something. So people are literally walking movie projectors, not only on here, but in real life. Like Marlene and Liz said, they be projecting and pushing their traumas, their insecurities, their fears All them lower vibrations, they've tried to put them on you. Like, no, that's how you feel. That's how you look at yourself. That's how you go about life. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That's why I don't like when people talk in general. It don't trigger me. It disappoints me because once I see that, I understand like people the way they formulate ideas, the way their brain operates. I literally see it because if you can't separate your personal experience with the world, then that just goes to show you're kind of like a follower. You just going with the flow. Askiro.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I just had to make sure that was you.
Yeah, that's actually, you know what? That is true. It's a good point right there. You never know with the internet.
Nate the
You
Great is in the building. Apologies. You got the floor, sir.
Nothing. I just came up to say hello. It's been a while. I usually don't catch your lives because um they be really late for me. So um, but yeah, how have you been?
I've been great. I just celebrated my son's fourth birthday. I got
Oh,
demonetized, but I'm almost back. I gained so much since I've been demonetized. Information, so yeah, I got
yeah,
a plan for this thing now.
yeah. I remember you mentioning getting demonetized, and you said something about you played something on here and that got you
Re
demonetized.
and this is the thing too, because they hit you with reused content, but they don't tell you what the reused content is. So it's all assumption. So I gotta go through and I'm gonna just clean everything out and
Yeah,
redo a lot of stuff. I just redo it. Like a lot of my earlier videos, as I'm reading it, I'm looking like, okay, yeah, I gotta get rid of a lot of the stuff. Like some of the drops, I just gotta cut out. So I gotta go back and physically edit through here because
yeah.
if I erase the whole thing, then I may not have to watch that. Well, yeah, I got like 7,000 hours.
Yeah, I mean, if you just, I guess you can just private a whole bunch of uh content.
Oh, they even see when they go review, they can look at the private. Yeah,
Oh,
when we,
okay.
yeah. So when I reapply, they go review the channel. You know,
No, as in if it's
I'm already,
private, you're not no one can watch it. So then it's it's not like you can't get flagged because no one's seeing it. If that makes sense. Like they see it themselves that it's private.
yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
then if it's not being seen, then they can't flag you for anything.
I see what you said.
Yeah, but I guess that's just the quickest way. That's how I see it anyway. I mean, it
And
makes sense to me, but I guess you just have to read the guidelines.
yeah, and
Hmm.
going back to the old content, looking at it and taking some stuff out, um, is work, But that's what uh that's what's been motivating me because I've been doing. I already got through like 50, 50 videos,
Hmm.
so I've been doing it. But it's reigniting because I ain't gonna lie, I get tired of this for a minute. I'm like, I'm straight. I ain't about to do this.
Well,
And
you get
then
you get tired of like what the editing.
I get tired of um. I just feel like if I don't have the opportunity to at least make money, then I feel like what I'm doing is not worth it. Not because of
You,
the fact that I can't make money, but the fact that um, I'm pouring myself into something. And like right now, I got support and I appreciate it, but um, I put work in. Like I research, I study, I do this. Like in real life, I do this. And I just feel like if I don't have the potential to make money over here, I'm wasting my time because I can do it somewhere else. Like even in real life, like I can work on something that I'm doing.
did you appeal the demonetization?
Yeah.
And what happened with the appeal process?
They say I didn't put enough information into the video, into the appeal video. And I'm looking like I show you how I edit. I literally broke down how I edit, how I script, how I do everything. But um,
Did
everybody
you
I
appeal
talk to,
that?
no.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, sometimes just kind of appealing it again. I mean, you would help if it's still within like the deadline. I
But
mean,
it kind of worked out because it gave me an opportunity to even revamp what I'm doing, rethink what I'm doing, you know,
yeah.
rethink
There's
how I'm doing. You
there's someone on YouTube. He's got monetized channels, and he's had issues where they've either demonetized him, or they've basically like stopped him from uh going live for a period of time. And he's got like he'll tell people, like he'll help people with like knowing how to navigate YouTube. Like he's got like four, I think he's got no, yeah, he's got like four channels, but they're on like different things. So
know?
it's have you heard of Blacklight Revelations?
Mm-mm.
All right, I'll put the link to his channel. Um, but yeah, he talks about, like, he'll talk about economics, he'll talk about the politics of America. Um, he's very political, so that might not go down well with everyone. But
You know
he,
what? I
huh?
don't mind political people because I'm not political at all. I don't really truly believe in politics. I understand it, so I listen to people. Like I learn from people like that. You know, um,
Yeah. So
just like
he's got a few monetized channels. He works really hard. He's like, I've been watching his channel, I think, like, well, on and off for like, I think almost 2 years now. And yeah, I've been like, he's always streaming, and he's like, he's always got like a stream lined up. Like he's got like premieres, and he's got like the topic, and he stays on topic. So he'll go through articles. I don't know if he still reacts to videos or not, but he'll that's what he does. So he's like, it's a really like yeah, it's a really nice environment, because there's no beefing, because there's there's all you're talking about is like the content,
yeah,
and that's it. And if people like debate, then they're debating like different views, but that's about it.
see, that's the environment I envision, and that's what I've been maintaining over here. A couple
Hmm.
other channels, Nate. Don't go in there playing around. You'll get a eulogy. But it's the vibe. A lot of these channels that rock with us over here is positive vibe. We don't do all that beef when we see it,
Hmm.
but it don't affect us because we don't deal with it. And that's what I said for a whole year. I've been setting an example. I ain't beef with nobody. Even if you heard somebody made a video or whatever, I'm
Hmm.
straight. I ain't got time for it. I learned to, I seen what I learned from what other people experience, you know. So
Very
even,
clever.
yeah, just sit back and be chill and just watch. And I see how interactions go. And I understand who I can build with and who I can't. Because when I said it, I meant it. Like I'm trying to I'm an adult. I don't know. Look, I'm not no knock against nobody or nothing like that. People do
Hmm.
their thing and make their money their own way. But I got responsible, like in real life, like I had kids
And
and a
yeah,
wife. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like I'm an
It's,
adult, so when I come on here, I just come to have, like, for me, I don't even deal with people I can't have conversations with. Like you get the yelling and screaming. Like me 15 years ago, if we were talking and you raised your voice and I asked you to lower it and you
hmm.
kept doing it, I'd hit you right in the jaw
Yeah,
and wouldn't care. People knew that. That's
yeah,
how I rock.
yeah.
I'm not yelling and screaming. I'm not gonna ask you and I ain't talking to you.
Hmm. Well, yeah, actually, when I was younger, yeah, I had like less patience. Like I was more willing to like engage in an argument. But like as I got old, actually, I'm the kind of person where like once you've kind of crossed the line with me, like I snap, and then like the people that really irritate me the most are the ones who they don't understand people's boundaries. And the only way, like it's like the only way, it's like you wonder how they were raised, because it's like the only way they understand boundaries is when you enforce it. And it's like you're just like, so you don't know how to treat people unless they tell you how to treat them. And those people really, like, those people are the ones that really, I like, those are the ones that I, when I do get angry, because of their reaction, it's like they get surprised, or they get quiet all of a sudden. And it's like, so it took me getting angry for you to finally like change. And it's like, why would you even get to the point where someone has to be angry with you? That's what I've never understood, especially if you're like, you're right, like as an adult, like when you're older.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't really get on with those types of people. The people that I usually do get on with are actually, when it comes to guys, like just being cool with them, it's usually the ones that are quite like I'd say like masculine, or like quite strong, because they're usually the ones who are the least likely to get loud.
Mm.
Yeah, like they're usually the more laid back, and they're usually more laid back with women. You know,
Mm-hmm. That's
it's
not always been laid
yeah,
back
they're
with
usually,
women.
because they're like, they don't really, they're not emotional. They're not, or if they like they, you know, it's they don't read too much, and they don't really feel like they have to prove anything. That's how I feel anyway. I
Yeah,
feel like
I ain't proved.
yeah, I feel
At
like they.
702, what it do? Apologies again. Just seeing a
No,
sis
it's
in
good.
there. But you're
Yeah,
right. You're right.
yeah, because it's like that you can have, like, they just don't. Yeah, they don't. They don't really. It's like it's usually the guys that are like just get loud, and then I don't really gel with them, because I think the assumption is that because my voice is quite calm. I've got a calm, like it's like a calm demeanor. The assumption is it's like I should be able to overtalk you, or you should just be able just to like I should have my opinion, and you just don't really, like, you shouldn't be opinionated. And it's like, well, no, I'm going to be opinionated, because that's what my dad told me. My dad taught me that you stand by what you believe, or you stand by your thoughts. You don't take on someone else's thoughts. And then it's like, those are usually the types of guys who have a problem with me, if that makes sense.
It makes total sense because, like, this is just like personal. Um, I grew up around women. I mean, women, people in general should have opinions. Everyone's entitled to the way they think. And guess what? I don't, I don't attach emotions or even thought to what other people think. That's their thought. That's their experience. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Even if it's abominable, that's what you do. I ain't gonna deal with you, but that's just what you do. That don't affect me. Now you come and try and affect me. Guess what? I'm confident enough that I know I can eliminate any threat,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just how I'm built. I don't worry about nothing because I'm prepared for whatever, and that's mentally, physically, and spiritually. That's how I built myself. That's how I
Yeah.
continuously built myself. So me as a man, I can be confident. I don't care. Like I be hearing, oh, women shouldn't talk to men like this. My first thought is, why are you around women who talk to men like that? Why do you
Exactly.
feel the need to, like, when I'm amongst men and I'm congregating? I'm not used to over talking and yelling and shit. I'm not used to that. We have dialogue. We just talk normal like this. You know, we
Yeah.
get excited when you tell stories and stuff, but we ain't yelling at each other. We ain't playing sword fights, trying to see who's bigger. Man, we don't do all that. That's weird. I'm amongst men. We build, we construct. That's what we're supposed to do. When you're young, you don't know how to convert that energy into creation. That's what men do, is doing. It's teaching you how to use that destructive force, all that anger and rage, and not even just anger and rage, all that abundance of energy. And if you don't know
Mm-hmm.
how to create with it, you go destroy with it.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Like I've never, yeah, is why would, yeah, that is a good point. Like the guys that complain about the women that allowed us, like, why are you even around them? Like if you can avoid being around them, then don't be around them. I mean, if you can't, I get what they're saying though. Like there are some women that, I don't know, like it's like I've seen it where it's almost like you're worried for them. Like I've seen a couple of situations. I'm worried for you, like the woman. I'm like, you really don't know. Like, you're so, it's those people, they're just unaware until they get punched in the face, and you're just
Mm-hmm.
like, what are you doing? So I get the, I get that part. It's kind of like if you overstep certain boundaries and you're still running your mouth, then you know you don't know how, you don't know what state of mind people are in. You're just relying on the fact that everyone just kind of, because it's in public or whatever, that they're just gonna like walk off or something. But not every, you know, but that's you taking a risk as well. So it's just best to avoid that risk.
And see, that's what I learned because when I was younger, I dated some rowdy women, right? And I used to be like, man, women crazy. And then I realized, like, nah, I'm crazy for dealing with the crazy ones. There's some nice young ladies over here who ain't about all that. Why don't I just go deal with them? You know what I'm saying? So it's not even I don't look, man. People will be people. I ain't got time to go around here and try to correct everyone's behavior. Not me. I ain't got time for it. People
Mm-hmm.
built for that, and that's what they interested in. And they know
Mm-hmm.
they do that. Me, I'm trying to focus on. It's some problems. I'm trying to be effective and quick. Like let's handle this. Let's do this, and let's move forward. Out of these conversations, um, people get into these deep conversations about nothing. They don't even. They just. It becomes. Excuse my. No, I mean, just, it becomes a complaining party.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody trying to come up with solutions. Ain't nobody trying to hear you. Well, and everybody talking from an emotional standpoint. You can't do that when you having conversations about a situation that can affect a lot of people. You gotta take your emotions out and inject logic because everyone gonna have a different experience and see it a different way if you talk about emotion. But if we talk about what logically makes sense, then we can come to a conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
Conclusion equals solution. So,
Exactly. And I think everyone should like, that's for everyone, you know? Like everyone
mhm,
should like, it shouldn't just be like something that guys go by. It should be for everyone. That's how I see it anyway.
it should. It should be a
Yeah.
human thing, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I just call it. I mean, I equate it to social intelligence and effective communicating. I mean, once you have social intelligence, like I understand who I can talk to and who I can't. Everybody ain't gonna listen to me. It's tough to listen to me if you um on some fuck shit.
Because you're
It's
going to
gonna
tell
be
the
tough
truth, aren't
because
you?
I'm gonna be honest. If you on some, because almost anything I talk about, people will feel some type of way because ultimately I'm talking about self accountability.
Yep.
So if you on some fuck shit, you gonna be like, oh, you talking about me? No, I'm not. I'm just talking in general. These are subjects, like the subjects that I have manipulation. You know how many people walk around every day manipulating people,
Mm-hmm.
some form, way, shape, or fashion. Even loved ones do it.
Yep.
So
I
so
think,
if a
yeah,
person's
sorry to cut you
intentions
off.
ain't,
Carry on.
oh no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, no, manipulation thing. You'll be surprised at how people manipulate you. Like you'd be thinking that this person really is in like a bad situation, and you're thinking, well, they wouldn't be like, they wouldn't want your pity, but there are some people that just want you to feel sorry for them. And you're like, okay. It's like you just got manipulated. Like they wanted your attention. That was it.
And even well, we came from around the same area, so that is that was like a theme almost. Um, People crying wolf, people throwing rocks out in their hands,
Mm-hmm.
creating super villains and stuff like that. It's crazy. People just want the attention. Like you say, you really think somebody going through something, and you realize like, nah, they put themselves in that situation just so they can get that attention.
Yeah.
Sometimes it ain't even a situation; it's just all fabricated. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. This is weird. That's why I say, you know what? I just know my personality, and in real life, a lot of people can't stand to be around me, right? And then I understood why, because it's hard to have something replicated next to something authentic. You see the difference between the real version and the fake version, and I just understood, like just naturally, because I got a like I'm very blunt in real life, and I ask questions. Like if somebody say something that don't make sense, I'm gonna ask them. And a lot of times, it's like me calling people shit, but
I'm
I just
like
not
that too.
it.
I
It's
I ask questions. I do that as well. Yeah. Okay. So the way I am is, yeah. If you don't want my opinion on something, don't ask me.
don't
Just
ask.
don't ask me. If you ask me, I'm literally just gonna tell you exactly what I'm thinking in my head, and you know, if you can't really deal with it, I'll just I can keep some of it in my head, but if you ask me, then I'm just like I'm gonna tell you the truth because there's no point of lying to you.
Right.
It's pointless. Like, and it takes too much effort for me to lie to you. Like I have to actually think of a lie. You know, you have to actually think about the lie, then you have to remember the lie.
Right.
So that's and I'm not a very good liar, to be honest with you.
It take too much effort because I gotta remember it, and it's too much stuff in my head already. But if it happens,
Exactly. You have to remember the lie. Um, like if they ask you on the spot, the easiest thing to do is just tell the truth.
hmm
Um, unless you're someone that's really good at like just like coming up with a lie just at the top of your head, and I just look at the view, I'm like wow, like how, like, it's just immediate for them. But then you realize that they just they when they were kids, they just learned how to like lead double lives.
yeah,
Like
that's I was about to say. I got a cousin. Like, um, I don't believe nothing he say. I gotta see it for myself because he lie
that's so
about the
funny.
simplest things. The simplest thing. I remember one day he told me he ain't have his ID. He offered this information, right? He ain't have his
Hmm.
ID. So we go to the store, and I'm like, dang, I left my wallet in the car. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. I got it. Because they carded me. He pulled out his ID. I'm like, why would you even?
Was he young? He must have been young.
At that time, no, he was like 26, 27 when that happened.
Oh my
But
god.
he always, it's just his whole life, he's just been lying. And it's so effortlessly with him. It's like effortlessly. And it's, like you, that's why when you said that, I was like, it's not even a blood cousin. It's somebody I grew up with. Like my family grew up with his family. And the black people in America, everybody cousins.
Oh, we're like
But
that here. We're like that here as well. Black people in the UK, like if you grow up with someone and they're the same like background as you, then a
hmm
lot of times we'll just say, yeah, like that's my cousin. Like if the families are really close and everything, and you grew up like cousins, then you pretty much just say you're cousins.
say cousin.
Yeah.
Rudy and Anita, what up, though? Appreciate both of y'all. My bad, Rudy. I seen you in here for a minute, bro. Anita, appreciate it.
You
But
have a
yeah,
nice
that
crowd here. Like, you've done a good job at creating like just a laid back environment here.
And that's the people. And this ain't, I went on later than what I usually do. I wasn't even expecting to come on. 'Cause
Hmm.
I don't even think, yeah, it was just I had a question like, where's the substance? But the crowd that come over here, I'm blessed. I'll be honest with you. Cool crowd. Even the replay, I mean, a lot of people, because I go home late, you know what I'm saying? People work,
Hmm.
people sleep. This is people either at work or sleep. So even like realist, he'd be like multitasking, you know.
Hmm.
So even the love, how everyone shared. Nate be at work listening, you know.
Yeah.
So just the support and the love, and it's genuine. And that's why I said for a whole year, the chat ain't go crazy, ain't get big or nothing, but we've been consistent. We've been having tough conversations. We've been finding solutions, coming up with
Hmm.
things that's tangible. You know, having deep conversations. Some of the conversations that people ain't talking about the stuff I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's a yeah. I think the way you did it is really good. I didn't realize you had a channel for a long time. Um until I think I saw you in Miss 504's chat, you mentioning you had a channel. And then before that, um you were telling, yeah, I like you basically waited a while before you created a channel.
Yeah.
And then you basically promoted your channel in like certain spaces where it was kind of like those are the audiences that you wanted to know about your channel, and that was very smart.
My whole idea when I first created it was, I wanted to, I'm used to having these conversations and a lot of the stuff, but when we start having them and start interacting with people, I start noticing like, um, hold on, you didn't see my other background. Hold on, this is my favorite word for YouTube. I'm gonna show you what I noticed was lacking. So I'm like, okay.
I like this,
uh,
but how do you do that? How do you do those backgrounds? Because like it's yeah, like I
oh no,
like
that
the
ain't it. This
oh yeah, decorum is a must. Yep, I like that. I like that. I like the word decorum as well because I use it, but then sometimes I feel like it just sounds like I'm being extra by using that word.
Uh, that's the that's like what? Cause like she was, my mom went in on me. She was like, "You being fake." I said, "Why?" She said, "Because I never heard no one use like I cuss, but it's like more of a when I cuss, it's more of a I guess you want to call it impactful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's impactful within the sentence structure. But
Mm-hmm.
I use words like decorum, delineate, you know. A lot of like my mom's from the medical field, so we use medical terminology like when we in public to talk around people sometimes. So you know, she was
So they
just
don't
like,
know what you're saying,
yeah,
basically.
damn.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Like my wife speaks Assyrian. I do it on purpose, and it be tripping people out, and it's
Can
so
you
funny.
speak Assyrian?
Not not fluently, but I can have a conversation with my wife. Usually she
Wow.
lead the conversation, so I know how to answer.
You
Yes, but
understand
she been.
everything that's going around you
Oh
though.
yeah, I understand everything. I understand now. If you talk Assyrian or if you talk um Chaldean, I pretty much know what you say. I might be off a little bit, like a couple words off, but I know what you're saying.
That's
'Cause
like
that's
an
all she
ancient
speaks.
language.
Yeah, it's closest to Aramaic Assyrian.
Yeah. Like I honestly thought Aramaic and Syrian were the same thing until now.
No, you got Arabic, which is a
No,
derivative.
Aramaic. I said Aramaic.
Yeah, no, but
Okay.
Arabic is a derivative of Aramaic. But the closest language to Aramaic is Assyrian. Yeah,
Yeah. I
Assyrian
oh,
is the closest to Aramaic. But Aramaic, it's just
it's a
because
dead language, isn't it? Like no one speaks Aramaic
that's
anymore.
I don't believe that's true. I think that's a Western thing because like my wife's family came from Iraq and they had like They got books and it's written in Aramaic. I'm like, what is that? And she showed me the difference between Assyrian, Aramaic, Arabic, Chaldean, Lebanese. Her mother spoke all these languages. Like her mother's, what did her mother, father do? He was like a teacher over there, languages though. So she grew up around all these different languages. And she, like, they call it Alta, but it's Anunnaki god.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I've heard of that, like Anunnaki, but I only heard of it from Absol's raps. Like, I don't know anything about it. I
Well,
just heard those words.
well, if you look at the Sumerian tablets, ultimately, you're looking at the story of the Anunnaki.
The story of what?
The Anunnaki,
Anunnaki.
the
Okay.
Sumerian tablets. And now we're talking about the Epic of Gilgamesh. We're talking about, uh, gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. The
My
Numa
biblical
Elish.
history isn't that good. Like
Oh,
I'm
this is probably about thousands of years before the Bible was even created.
hmm But they're all,
And
I don't know, they sometimes like there's always a link though. That's what I noticed.
oh yeah, to all of them, I can link all of them with you. I can link all of them.
Yeah, because I'm not
Even when
like
you talk, now think about this. This is just a thought. I'm not
mhm.
telling no one this is a fact, but I want you to think about this. So we got the Holy Trinity, right?
Oh, I think I know
Father,
where you're going with this.
Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, right?
hmm
So now we're talking about the Trinity, the three. So you got the three main religions. If you look at all three of them, they all connected. You can't read the Quran without reading the Bible.
hmm
You can't read the Bible without reading the Hebrew text.
hmm
They all three. They represent. You need all three to understand because all three represents different levels. Like when you say the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, the flesh, the soul, and the mind. Three aspects of man.
Mm.
All of this is. I don't want to say Masonic or Illuminati. I don't want to get into that. But what I'm telling you is that even if you look at it from this perspective, it's similar stories. The stories are similar because it all happened, just told from different perspectives. If that makes sense.
I'm taking in what you're saying. I mean, I don't agree, but
Right.
I am listening to what you're saying. Um, I don't. I'm okay. I'm Muslim, so what I've been taught, right,
Mm-hmm.
is that the Trinity doesn't exist for like we don't believe in the Trinity,
Right.
and so we believe in Jesus. We believe Jesus is the Messiah. He's going to come back as the Messiah. And our belief is that Jesus never died on the cross. He actually ascended to heaven. So um, the person that
Head on the cross.
no, the person that the Judas is the person that
Judas.
was that got turned into him, like as in like got like the image, and he was the one put on the cross.
Yeah.
So God
So
kind of punished him by turning him into the image of Jesus at that moment. So he's the one that got burnt across, and Jesus got ascended to heaven. So when people talk about Easter saying he has risen, he never died on the cross. And then for us, we don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God because we don't believe anyone is the Son of God, and
right.
we don't believe that uh, we don't believe that any human being is in the image of God. Like the creator is the creator, and he's the creator of everything, and human beings are just one of his creations.
If you don't mind me asking, what branch of Islam are you?
I'm Sunni. I was raised
So
Sunni,
yeah,
but
and
the,
I studied at the Moore Science Temple.
say that again.
I studied at the Moore Science Temple.
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind talking about Islam with you. I mean, I usually
Yeah,
just don't really talk about religion with people because some people they just get really like passionate about it, and then they want to ask me like a whole like it's not. I don't mind being asked questions. Um, because I'll be honest with you. If I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know because I was born into Islam, so I feel like when
you
you're born
live it.
into say that again.
You, this is what I tell people about Islam too. Um, Islam is different from the other two religions because Islam is not. Um, it's not really to me. It's not a religion. It's more of a way of life. You know, it's something that's practiced daily. A lot of you Catholic or any denomination of uh, Hebrew or Christian, you go every Sunday. You may go to Bible study and stuff like that. But Islam, when you wake up, you living in it. When you go to sleep, till you go to sleep. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's just a way of life. It's not really a religion, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion.
I'll pose a thought to you. Do you feel that, or a question? Would you say that you see it that way because we live in the West, right? And
Hmm.
the Western culture is a Judeo-Christian culture. Therefore, the way that our societies are set up is in line with the Judeo-Christian way. While if you're in a Muslim country, the way the society is lined up is in an Islamic way. So, for instance, maybe if you're in Turkey or something, or Morocco, the way that society is set up is that it's 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 set up where someone doesn't have to think about so much unless they're religious, like unless they're religious. But I'm talking about someone who isn't religious, like kind of like they were just born into it. They don't have to think about it. Like they don't have to make too many conscious decisions to live a certain way because the society is set up for them. Like our holy day is Friday. In those countries, Friday is the week. That's when the weekend starts, or it might start on a Thursday and then go into a Friday. All the meat is halal, so they don't have to be like no, I can't eat. They don't have to check the food as much, or um, they don't even have to think about something having pork in it because there is no pork.
Mm.
You know.
And see, BMF in here. What up, though? T Racy, what up, though? Appreciate you. And see, I would even say this too. Um, I say because I practiced it. That's why, like practicing it is different from like reading something or even really truly studying it. Like when you
Mhm.
practice, when you do it, you look at it from a different perspective. Like I practice a lot of different religions. You know,
Mhm.
I study and practice a lot of different philosophies. You know, I'm into Stoicism now. You know, so practicing it, but I totally agree with what you said. And the key word I think you said was Judeo, because
Yeah.
um, like over here in the West, believe it or not, a lot of the rules and the way things are, we're in the Greco-Roman law.
Oh, I know for sure. UK is like I feel like we're like this is like the heartland of
Hmm.
like white people. Like most of like the like the English white culture that you have in America, a lot of it has roots in the UK.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like we're in the heartland here.
Yeah, that's a conversation. I don't know if you linked up with me on Rumble, but next year I'm about to start having some deep conversations on Rumble, and they got me on Bingo. I'm about to start going live over there too. So it's a movement we're doing. We the solution. You know,
Mhm.
we've been setting an example for a year now. Like I said, having difficult conversations, even like what we have. You know, we this is how people even with religion, like I don't like you this is what you live, this is what you practice. I don't. But I have some experience or even information and we able to have dialogue. You don't have to because people like even like you say, well, I don't agree with that, but I understand what you're saying. Like even
Hmm.
that interaction right there, people can learn from because you're not supposed to agree with everything everybody says. Like
Yeah.
you not. That's not reality. The reality is we all have different perspectives, but we can share information. Maybe something like I don't like I practiced it, but I don't agree with everything in Islam, but I still use things from Islam. Like I do the five pillars, recognize the five pillars.
Hmm. I'm guessing you like the structure, don't you? Every
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I was
yes,
gonna say that. Yeah, I think a lot of
yes.
people. It's main. Yeah, a lot of people when they say like they respect Islam or they looked into it, they don't follow it, but they like certain aspects. A lot of time, what you get is the structure,
Hmm.
how things are like laid out, like directly, like sometimes like some people like the firmness of certain things, like even if
Yeah.
the rest of society don't agree with you, but you believe that this is what you believe in, and you get villainized by the rest of society, you still go with what you believe in.
Hmm.
And I think that only happens because of the time that we're living in now in the West. It's not. It's. I feel like that could be any religion
Hmm.
if there was like a certain target. Like I feel like the religion is just used. It's like I feel like it's not really so much a specific target on Islam. I think that it's just the most of the resources that the West needs is in the Middle East.
Hmm.
So they want to control the resources, and to maintain control of those resources, you have to justify the dominance and controlling those resources by putting the people down. And the easiest way to do that is to villainize or criticize the religion, especially in a time when religions are criticized in general.
Hmm.
And I feel like um if it was reversed and if it was another religion, they would have just done it with another religion. And I think that helps me a lot to like deal with certain like talking points that I hear in the media and stuff by looking at it as like, you know what, this is all about like resources and colonizing and in like this is you know what I mean, this is geopolitics.
Yeah.
Like they don't really care what religion you are, they just care about the resources.
They care about what they can get about you.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's why it's like when people even arguing about race, people argue about race, and I'm like, they don't care about white or black people. They don't care.
Yeah.
No, they don't care. We can think no, it's the haves and have not because um a poor white person they call them trash.
Yeah, there's a lot of classism. You learn that here in
That's
the
what it is. That's what
yeah.
it is right there.
I feel like I've been hearing like when I listen to like American media or
Hmm.
like friends that I have in America. It's like really like only like I feel like the last like 5 years that I've been hearing well 5 6 years I've been hearing like classism. While here in the UK they've always had classism here. Like this society's always been structured on class, and people are very aware of that. And I feel like now like with everything that's going on in America, people are talking more about class. And then whenever people start talking about class, that's when like the media hypes up race so they can deflect the conversation from class, because class causes mass movements, which is a threat to the power structure. But if you divide people, I mean, obviously race is like, obviously I'm not going to downplay the plight of like different, like I'm not going to downplay racism in America, I'm not going to downplay that at all. But it's almost like it's it's done in a way to kind of separate the poor white people from like the poor black people.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me ask you this.
Mhm.
In you, because you in the UK, right?
Yeah.
So in the UK, do the people call themselves white people?
No, I mean they are white. Yeah, they do refer to themselves as white, but not like how like it's said as much in America. Like here, people like you have people like they have like nationalities. They're English or they're Irish or they're Scottish. I mean, you don't need to say you're white because most of the people in this country are white. Like 80 something percent of the country is white. So that they're more likely to say that they're English. But then if there's a discussion on race, then they'll say something about possibly being white and like I was listening to the radio a couple of days ago and they were talking like someone called in talking about how she was saying white British people are losing they're losing their place in the society type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's like the only example. But like in terms of my friends and stuff, like when I was growing up, no, I never heard them refer to themselves as white because you didn't have. I don't know. It's not something you.
We we had a we had a British I don't know if he was British. He was European doctor who grew up in Europe, came over to America. Real cool dude. Me and him still cool. You know, we was having a conversation, and he was like, "You very intelligent," and I'm like, "Thank you." He was like, he said, "Do you know why people like me refer to American people as white?" And I'm like, "No." He told me to look up WHYTE, and he said I need a
WH.
whole WHYTE, and it's an old dictionary. It's like you got
Okay.
to get an old dictionary. So I found it online, looked it up, and it was a poor, unfortunate person, like a ghost, a lost soul. That's what it meant in the uh, 1500s.
Is that where that
And
works? I've seen that online. That work like the people writing it that way. But I always thought they.
and so he when I went back to him, and he said that's how we look at people when they call themselves white over here. He said over there we don't call ourselves white. We know what that word means. He said by them calling themselves white, that's like you calling yourself an N word. He said they just don't know it, and that tripped me out.
Yo, that's tripping me out. That's tripping
That
me out.
tripped me out. When he told me that tripped me out. I'm looking like, hold on, what? He was like, yeah. He said people don't. He said just like the black man here in America don't know who they are, a white man here in America don't know who he is. Neither.
Yeah,
That's why
I've
they
got,
call themselves white. I'm like, oh. He
yeah,
said y'all the only people on this planet, the people in America, that use color to identify themselves. That's why
it's
you
true.
lose your humanity. I was like, man, he was fit. I mean, like he teaching me game. I wasn't even getting mad. It was another young black dude. He was a CRNA. This dude was a surgeon. It was a CRNA. He was like, man, what are you trying to say? And I'm like, hold on, man, let him finish talking. I'm trying to hear him. He's spitting game. He took. I don't see why people get mad at the truth. Like if somebody tell me like, "Hey man, you got a dent in your head and you got this," I can't get mad at that. I got a damn dent in my head. somebody
That's
if
funny.
somebody say you got one eye and you can't see that good, I'm not gonna get mad. You can't
Hmm.
tease me with the truth. Not me personally. You can't.
Yeah.
If it's true, it's true. It is what it is. You know, that's just how I look at it. So what he
Hmm.
was saying was true. We the only people on this planet, people in America, to use a color to identify themselves. Even the white people. So when he was telling me that, I'm like, oh, he blew my mind. And then I got to researching, and I'm like, oh man, like I started finding words like swarty, um,
Oh, are
man,
you what? Is it what Swords Pete? The
man,
the Black Pete.
crypto, yeah.
Oh God, no! That is like the fact they
um,
still do that. They're like, oh, he got dirty because he got black because he goes through the chimney.
hmm
What an insult!
yeah. I'm like, oh my goodness. Like it's so
Yeah, that's in
it,
Holland. That's in the Netherlands.
mm,
So that doesn't happen in.
mm,
They don't celebrate that in the UK, but they literally put blackface on in
mm-hmm.
Holland for that.
It's like a whole celebration.
Yep, the whole celebration. They put blackface on. You know, they said like they put on the clothes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole thing. Yeah, but he's so was the surgeon black, and then the European
Mm-mm.
guy
It-
who
no, the surgeon was he was a Europe white guy,
he
European
was
white guy.
what?
He was a white guy.
So it
The
was the surgeon.
CRNA was black.
So
CRNA got mad when he was saying like black
so
people
the
don't know who
surgeon
they
is
are.
European.
Yeah, the surgeon was European.
He's
Really
probably
cool dude. Always spit game. I never go hunting with him. No, I'm straight. I don't go hunting with. No, I just it's this thing of mine. What was
I
that
don't
movie
blame
with
you.
Ice T when he went hunting with the white guys and they start hunting him? The game or something like that. I forgot the name. After that, I was like, I'd never go hunting with white people. I'm just not doing it, especially
Yeah,
if
I
they
don't blame
faster
you.
and
I just
stronger. Like, nah, I'm straight.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna go hunting with people that you trust and
Yeah,
that you know very well. You know them very, very well.
very, very well.
Yes.
I seen too many. What is that ID? The ID channel where buddies took somebody out hunting just to knock them off, and it was always white people. I'm straight. I'm not going
I,
hunting with y'all. Y'all do weird stuff in the woods. I'm good. Hey, black people got their thing they do. White people got their thing they do. They like to take out their hunting buddies. This is a joke, YouTube. I'm telling a joke. I'm telling a joke. Parental discretion is advised. Bad joke.
oh,
I'm a horrible trying to be a comedian, but I'm not good. Bad joke. Bad
oh my god. Yeah,
joke.
no, that is funny. That is funny. So the European man, he's a surgeon, and he felt comfortable not
Talking to
telling you
me.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he felt because that's why he always he said you have a unique. He felt. I mean, like I didn't think of it like this until he said it, but I knew it was something I had to do because I seen people lose their job. You know how you do stuff out of like just because it needs to be done, and you don't even know what you're doing sometimes, but you do the correct thing. So that's what I
Mm-hmm.
did with, I guess, emotional intelligence. I knew if I wanted to keep my job and keep paying my bills, because I'm in a predominantly white area, I had to control myself. Not only that, is my mother helped me get this. So now I got the reputation of my mother, and I want to keep paying my bills. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I had to understand when people and just I had to understand I had to control my emotions. Once I
Mm-hmm.
did that, I started seeing and understanding when people was trying to push my button or when people I just started noticing it. And then just so happened that next semester I got into psychology. And then I started learning about like everything I was doing, but he pointed it out. He said you got a unique way of listening with your ears and not your heart. And I
Yeah,
didn't understand that until I started studying psychology and I'm like, that's what he meant.
my dad's like that. He doesn't get angry easily. When it comes, and then he'll tell me, like, I learned. He'll tell me, he was one that would tell me things like about the way people see like the way people see race, like other people see race. Like he'll tell me that, like like a white colleague at work, or just someone that he was talking to. Like my dad's like he's a very social person,
Mm-hmm.
and then like he'll just tell me little stories here and there, and it's like you end up like just picking up little tips without realizing, and then you realize when you get older that it's actually
Mm-hmm.
taught you to like be able to like understand or learn how to deal with different groups of people and not be intimidated. That's another thing as well. I didn't realize until I got older. Actually, I didn't realize until recently. some people really are intimidated by, I'm talking about black people. I kind of like already knew like you had some, I've already experienced it from like other races being intimidated by black people, but I'd only like recently, like in the last few years, seen black people that are intimidated by other races.
Oh, I seen that growing up all the time, especially like in Detroit. You know, I told somebody that some one time. I'm looking like you sitting over here violating your own people, and you can go across the street to them white people and do the same thing and get more out of it. But you scared of them because you straighten up every time you see a white person. Like you straighten up, and that's a whole different conversation. And
Mm.
I'm gonna have that one day, not on here on Rumble. I'm gonna have
Oh
that
yeah, that.
because
I'll
that's I believe that's preconditioned, and I can tell you how. Like I can break down how, and many people have did. People just don't read their work. Dr. Francis Chris Weisling told us why.
oh
Neely
I
Neely Fuller say why. Dick Gregory told us why.
I've listened to, well, I've listened to like some of Dr. Frances West. I can't even say her name, but Dr.
Francis
Frances.
Chris
Yeah, I can't say her last name, but
Weisling.
Fran Dr. I'm not even going to try it. But I've heard her talks. Um I've heard the comedian that you just said. Yeah,
Give me
Dick
one
Gregory. I
second,
heard
hold
him.
on. I hear my baby woke. Give me 1 second. Just make sure I ain't trying to climb. Yeah, my bad. It heard the baby wake up. I had to make sure she wasn't trying to climb. She was.
Oh yeah, how was your son's birthday? You said he turned 4.
He turned 4. We didn't have his party. We're gonna have it Sunday. We're gonna do his party and my daughter party together. Her birthday is on the 22nd. So my wife
And
didn't
she's
have
turning
neither one.
1, right?
Yep, she'll be 1. And my wife didn't have neither one of their birthdays off, so we said we'd just throw a party together. Um,
Oh, that's nice. That's
but
nice.
yeah, he conned me out of some presents. I'm like, it's his birthday. At least give him one. Gave him one. He wanted another. My wife looking at me like, and then we don't celebrate Christmas. We call it Appreciation Day, but we just celebrate it a little differently. So
Mm-hmm.
they get gifts for that. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah, I'd be broke this month.
yeah, they're children. Like they don't really understand the concept of where gifts come from. They don't get it yet. They don't understand it yet. Give them a few years, you know.
my
But yeah,
son, my son think money grow on trees. He don't even know money. He just
yeah,
know he get whatever he want.
yeah. I mean, they literally. That's just how they are at that age. Like, yeah, I've seen it so many times where they. I don't have any children, but obviously, like I'm around people that have children, so you just like you see it all the time. It's like once if you go into your bag, they're like, "What's in your bag?" Yeah, have do your kids do this thing where like when they were like, well, your girl's 1, so she's probably not going to be doing it. But did your son ever do something when he was like 2? He'd be going like if you had people come over, he'll be trying to go through their purses.
Mm, that's one thing he didn't do. He go through his mom purse, but he went to go through my mom's purse, and she smacked his hand. And the only purse he'd go through now is my mama's. I mean his mama.
His mom.
BDBGP, what up though? Appreciate you. Appreciate it. Hey, make sure you drop your link. Exclamation point word. Drop your link.
Hmm.
Night by to drop your link. Y'all go check out BDBGP. Great channel, cool brother. If you doing a battle with a beat, that'd be dope, man. I like that.
Yeah, so you're talking about the race thing. The man is right. The man that you that you're
Oh,
that the European man, he's right.
that's
Like,
not even that's not even the craziest thing he told me. You wanna hear the craziest thing he told me?
okay, let's hear it.
He told me that he said white people will always be afraid of you. There ain't nothing you can do to make them not afraid of you. I said, why is that? He said, because you can walk into their house and impregnate all the women in there, and the next generation they wiped out. His bloodline is wiped out.
He's talking about the white man, not
Yeah,
all
that's what
white
he.
people.
Yeah, he was saying like the white man will always. It will always be like conflict. That even if you cool, it'll still be, a fear there. Just knowing you can do that. And I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued to know like what country he came from, because that like you like I would be able to probably be able to figure out more of where that mindset comes from, because
I'll let you know next time I come on. Or if you got IG, I can text you tomorrow. I'll call him tomorrow. I had to
oh,
call him
okay.
anyway. Usually we get together for MMA fights, but I'm not gonna be able to link up with him tomorrow.
Hmm.
So I gotta call him anyway.
That's a very honest man with you. That's a very honest man.
Oh
Like
yeah,
that.
he a real cool dude.
That's the kind of person that you you want around, because he's going to tell you the truth. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you want that person that's not gonna. You don't want to be, what's the word? Like, you don't want to be in a false sense of no. Like you can know like the general image that maybe society has of you, or maybe a certain like subsection of a race has of you, without feeling like, everyone doesn't like me, or everyone is going to be, is going to treat me bad. Like you can know what to look out for, without feeling like, I don't know, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's just being aware.
The,
The more aware you are of your environment, the better you are able to navigate that environment, and then the better you are able to help the other people around you that might not be aware how to navigate that environment.
and that's fact. And
Yeah,
I was just about to say you articulated it well. Um,
it took me a while to get to
it's
I was racking my
because
brain trying to figure out the words.
that awareness builds confidence. You know, um,
Yes,
we
I'll give
we
it.
know everyone ain't for us. You know, even people that look like you ain't gonna be for you. Sometimes it'll be the
Exactly.
people who have the most opportunity to do something to you.
Oh,
But every
100%.
but everyone who don't look like you ain't out to get you.
Exactly.
Just because people from different like I'm cool with it. Anybody who wanna be cool, that's who I'm cool with. Anybody who get beef or don't like me, that's who I stay away from. That's a
Mm-hmm.
distraction to me. That's why I
Yeah.
say it builds confidence, knowing like it's people out here who don't like you. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. Let's just not, like you said, let's navigate around. You know,
Yeah. Just be aware of the, like, okay, so I have friends who are like from Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, mainly Pakistan and India, right?
mm-hmm.
Um, and like we're all Muslim, for instance. We all go to like we'll go to the mosque together. We'll pray, or you're going to like you can go into like a Pakistani mosque, pray, everything be fine. Go like as a woman, it's a lot easier to go to like if you've got a Pakistani friend or an Indian friend to go to her house and just chill, because like it's easier for the women. But even like some guys, like some guys, they can they might be able to bring their black friend over to the house or whatever. But the truth is that they're not gonna be okay with you marrying into their families.
No.
And it's like, so like, you know how everyone's like, we're all brothers and sisters in Islam, and we're all into this together, and brother and sisters. Like, yeah, technically in
Until
Islam you share a religion, yeah, yeah, in Islam you are like a community, but don't get too complacent, don't get too comfortable. You're not good enough to breed with, so
hmm
keep that in mind. And it doesn't mean that everyone thinks like that, but there's a general element to that society where they don't really want to have black people marry into their families. And so just be aware of that. And then I think to myself, why would you even want to marry into their family? That's what I think to myself.
and, and see, because my wife is a Syrian,
Mm-hmm.
but all the women in her family love me to death. I'm cool with the young dude and the older dude, like the ones like her dad loved me.
Mm-hmm.
His brother didn't like me. Her older cousins, they don't like me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bigger than all of them. I'm 6 foot, like 240-pound black dude, muscular, who can
Oh
handle
Lord, of
himself,
course I don't
who
like you. I'm
do
joking. I'm
who
joking.
do real man shit. Like I work on cars and work on houses. I'm good with my hands. I'm intelligent. I am like their worst fucking nightmare.
As long as her dad likes you, that's all that
Her dad,
matters.
oh man, her dad used to, because I'm real. Like I study. I got a theology degree. So I study
Mm-hmm.
religion. So he used to like. I used to break down the Bible and relate the Bible or I used to relate Christianity to Zoroastrianism.
Mm-hmm.
Zoroastrianism is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
first monotheistic religion, and that
yeah. It's a
came out of
Persian
Sumer.
religion.
Yeah, well, it really came out of Sumer. That's where the Persians get it from. But
Mm-hmm.
um, so like even talking to history, like Alta and the Sumerian, and equating that to the Bible and to Zoro, he used to like to take me around, like the Catholic Chaldeans, and I'm looking at them like y'all know y'all practicing Egyptian, like they whole burial ritual is like an Egypt. Man, they got mad as hell at
Interesting.
me. Like if
That's
you watch,
interesting.
I don't know, I never been to like a Catholic funeral, but I've been to like the Middle Eastern Catholic, their funeral, and I'm looking like this is a whole Egyptian ritual. Like y'all literally did a whole Egyptian ritual. Like y'all wrapped the bodies, you mummified, like you,
That is
like
very interesting, right there. That is very
yeah.
interesting.
And I'm sitting there looking, and then they got mad at me, because everyone got mad because they didn't let me take the wine and the bread. We call it communion. I forgot what they call it. Um, in
You wouldn't take it.
the Eucharist, right? I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that. And I'm like, y'all don't get mad at them for not offering me that. And then the priest, like at the the dinner, he said, um, because I said no, don't be upset at them because they confronted him at the dinner, and I'm like, no, don't be upset at them. I wouldn't have took it anyway. And the priest said, if you don't mind me asking, why wouldn't you have took it anyway? And I told him, I said that's cannibalism. He looked at me.
Oh,
I
was it
said,
you? So
look,
you were the only one that didn't take the offering.
none of the black people, none of the black people did. None of the black people did. We wasn't even offered it
Yeah,
because they knew we wasn't Catholic. That's the thing. Like they didn't
yeah,
say no black people took it, but I mean black Catholic people. I mean, I'm not saying there ain't. I'm just saying wasn't nobody in black in that. It was my family basically that was in there. None of
yeah.
us are
We
Catholic, so none
we
of us
have
took it.
we have some black Catholics in the UK because there's some in the Caribbean. I don't know what I can't
Mhm.
remember what islands they're from, but you've got some Catholic churches in the Caribbean. So um you do have some black Catholics in the UK. Do I know any? think I know one. Yeah.
4 black Catholic people. I know 4 of them. So I'm
Well,
saying, but we
yeah.
not Catholic. So, and then he got mad at me for saying that. He was like, "It is not cannibalism." I said, "Bro, you just told somebody to drink some blood and eat the body. It's cannibalism. Any way you want to spin it, you should find a better way to deliver that. Because you
I
talking
would
about
have.
this is the body and this is the blood. The only people I know who eat bodies and blood is cannibals.
Yeah, I would have. Well, I would have just said. I don't think I would have even turned up. Like that's just
I was
that's see
being
that's
petty.
how that's how we. I think that's how. Right. So um, my parents used to live in the Middle East, right? Um, and they speak Arabic. I'm not. We're not Middle East at all. But my dad used to work there, right? This is before I ever existed, and like what I find interesting is how those communities they live side by side, and they'll have their religions, their sects, but it never like they'll eat together, they'll go to school together, they'll be neighbors.
Mhm.
But when it comes to the worship, it's always separate.
Because they have culture, and their
Yeah.
culture trumps religion. They A lot of them cousins. Like my wife's dad grew up. He was a Syrian. He grew up with Chaldean. He got cousins that's Islam. You know, they practice Islam.
Mm-hmm.
So he was around everything, and
Yeah.
he grew up with the Chaldeans, who was cool with the Muslims. You know, when they came over here, they was like, oh, they were separated, the Muslims and the Catholics. But back
Yeah.
home, it wasn't like that.
What I mean is that like there's an understand because you see this all over Africa as well. Is that there's
Mm-hmm.
an understanding like they know how to live, like they know how to coexist,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they do it in a certain way, and that way is that when it comes to worshipping, it's always separate. They don't go to each other's places of worship, and there's no like it's not like an issue. There's no from what like obviously the Middle East is like really different. Like Iraq's going to be very different to like Saudi Arabia or the
Mm-hmm.
UAE, and then the UAE and Saudi Arabia is going to be different to Egypt. But like just from like the people that I've met in London and from what my parents have told me, um, that it's going to be like people are gonna like people know how to they just know how to coexist. So they have like certain rules so things don't blend. So then you
Mm-hmm.
don't have like those types of like awkward situations, you know?
Yeah, you don't have those, like you said, them awkward situations, and people respect. Like that's why I practice my art. Like I don't knock nobody's religion.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, if somebody told me they believe in a unicorn dragon, then that's what they believe in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, it's no purpose. I don't have to. I don't see why people argue about different ideas and opinions. If you don't, if a person ain't forcing, like if you can't force me to go to your mouth, then why do I care if you go?
Yeah. So I've been to all right. So I've I've been to Kenya, right? And like Kenya, they've got like a big Muslim population and they've got a big Christian population. And then they've also got like their tribes and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like they all live amongst each other like in the big cities. Like you know how everyone's got their because your wife's from Iraq, so she's probably told you like they've got this thing where like people come from like certain like rural regions or areas, but then when it comes to like the capital city, everyone's there.
Mm-hmm.
So you can find every group of people from all over the country, but they know how to like but they it but like they don't impose each they don't impose the other person's like tribal or ethnic practices or mindsets onto the other person.
Mm-hmm.
and they don't impose their religious practices on the other person. They have a way of being friends, neighbors, co-workers, but then they don't marry. They don't, like, it's rare. Like, it might happen amongst certain people. It's rare. And that's how they've been able to coexist for like centuries amongst each other, or like decades, or like, for forever, for however long. And I think the concept of arguing about or debating someone on religion comes from an imperialist mindset. Because from what I've seen, the main group of people that can't seem to have their way of life and just coexist side by side with someone else without them feeling that there needs to be like, they need to have a say on the other person's way of living, is Europeans, and mainly Western Europeans. I wouldn't even put Eastern Europeans into that category, because I feel like Eastern Europeans have like a history of just minding their own business.
And I would say because of control, lack of,
Say that again.
like what you said. I agree with what you said, and just to add to that, because of the lack of control.
But even when they have a lot of control, when they have a lot of control is when they enforce it the most.
And see, and um, the lack of control they have now is actually I'm trying not to be political, but well, even when I say lack of control, it's deeper than the surface. To control. They don't have. They have a fear of being overran, of being controlled. So they have to control, to keep control, to have control, so they won't be controlled. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and you made me
the
think
most
of.
political way I can say it.
No, I got what you're saying. I got what you're saying. And have you ever seen that documentary, Buck Breaking, by Tariq
Yeah,
Nasheed?
yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good documentary. And that kind of what you're saying is kind of making me think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what you said earlier, what the Europeans like surgeon told you, but that's black men. That's not really like that's European men having an issue with black men, not black women.
No, but to control the black man, you control the black woman, because that's ultimately.
How they
People may
function.
not agree. People may not agree with what I'm saying, but that's how you control a black man, is by controlling a black woman. Because what does the black man desire most? Woman.
But does he
Black woman.
desire the black woman though? That's the question
I
I
would
have.
I would say yes. I think a lot of stuff is because like I said, I married outside my race. That don't mean
Yeah.
I hate black women. That's just
Yeah.
I fell in love with someone, and but ultimately I always been attracted. My wife is the first woman I dated outside my race. Like, seriously. Other
Mhm.
people I played around and had fun, but I wasn't serious.
Mhm.
She's the first woman outside my race I took serious, and that's because of the way she made me feel.
Mhm. Yeah, I wanted to
But
ask you. So, sorry, carry on.
ultimately, I believe like, men desire women. That's why we do all the stupid stuff we do, is to attract women. That's why people go to school, get educations, make a lot of money. Why? Because they can attract a woman. It's like
Mhm.
almost an innate feeling that
Mhm.
it's like almost an innate desire. And to control the man, you have to control the woman. Because you can't physically or really mentally control a black man, but you can use a vice that can physically or mentally control a black man, and that's a black woman, either his mother or someone he desired. You see
I
what I'm
think
saying?
I think it's the mother.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
even think
because
it's the woman that he desires. I think it's the mother because she's the one that rears the child.
hmm
So if yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like, see, I've
so
heard the
I
theories.
would even say it's a two-step process because maybe he overcomes. If it's a bad programming in the mother, maybe he overcomes that. So what's phase two? The people don't attack you from one spot. You know what I'm saying? Any attack is multiple locations. You know, because
Yeah.
you can defend a head-on attack, but if you get attacked from different um, vantage points, then you hit.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you ain't prepared. If you don't even know what's happening, and it's man. Yeah, you gonna have to come chill with me on Rumble.
All right, no, but I
Yeah.
got what you're saying though. I know you're not saying everything, but I get it. I get it 100%. I know I've I've read a few things. I've watched a few documentaries. That's why I mentioned the buck breaking one.
hmm
But I get what you're saying. Um, I can't remember I watched a Netflix documentary a few years ago. I can't remember the name, but if I do remember the name, I'll I'll let you know. But it was about the way the mind is set, right?
hmm
And it's saying that for like in terms of like your outlook on life and your mental development, and it was saying that 40% of just how you are is just set, like your like the way your outlook on life, or like in like the way you deal with certain stresses, or like just the way you react. 40% of it is just set, like it can't be changed. And then the other 60% is just dependent on your upbringing and what you've gone through, and like how you've learned to deal with things. So because if you look at a family, right, like siblings could have, or people could have been raised by they could have been raised by the same the same in the same house. You'll notice that even though they've been raised in the same house, they're going to view their childhoods differently.
Differently. Yep.
So you can link that to that 40%, because people's ability to either not be overwhelmed, or maybe they're not as emotional, or maybe they are very sensitive, maybe they're not sensitive, you know there's just so many different things. Maybe they're
See,
just able to process things better than their other sibling. Maybe their other sibling is just tougher skin.
see, that's how, like, 3 out of 4 of my mother's children, we got rawhide skin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it ain't too much that you go do to affect us, but like you said, you can grow up in the same house and get different perspectives and
Yeah,
different
I mean,
experiences, even though you experience the same thing. Even kids, and that's fact. You see that in people all the time. They experience
yes.
the same thing and have a different perspective of what happened and how it happened,
Mm-hmm.
even though they both, and it's all based upon how they process things. So,
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's times where people on this app, they said something, and I'm like, okay, they ain't bother me. Other people get mad. Like, no, I'm cool, cool. It don't bother me, So, but I hate to cut this short. I just looked at the time. Let me jump off here. But sis, I appreciate you coming up, and I hope you come back. I love talking to you. We will have to have
Yeah.
some more conversations. I'm gonna get you on Rumble
Yeah, I
And we
do need
go.
to actually go over there. You're right. My friend got me to go over there one time. I need to just find the account. But yeah,
If it,
I'll
I can be unfiltered over there. I don't gotta be politically correct.
yeah. I mean, it's morning for me here. This is one of the rare occasions where I've been able to catch your live, because of time difference. But yeah, the next time I'm able to catch it and I'm able to talk, I'll definitely come up on the panel again.
If that anytime I see you in the chat, I'm definitely dropping a link. I appreciate it.
Usually, I don't really have this much time. This is like a one-off, but yeah, I've been on here for like an hour. God,
Yeah, we've been rocking. I hate to get off. The only reason I get off because I wasn't even supposed to get on tonight, and I promised my wife I'd sleep because I got to get right back up at 8. And I'm not
mhm,
gonna wind down until probably about 4 or 5. I'm about to jump in the shower, um, and just get ready for my client tomorrow.
mhm.
But so I'm probably gonna be up until about 5, and it's 2:40 here. So,
Oh, it's like it's morning here. It's like it's almost 8 o'clock.
oh
It's the
man,
morning here. That's why I'm talking to you. Like usually I miss your lives because they'll be like the middle of the night for us. But it has been really good talking to you.
it's been great. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, I like the direction you're taking your channel. So I wish you luck for sure and hope you get monetized soon.
I
But
appreciate it. I appreciate it. We February 4th, we gonna reapply. We gonna be
mhm,
remonetized. I got some good stuff coming up. And like I said, I'm just gonna be more intentional with the conversation. I'm taking the training wheels off. I'm gonna
mhm.
go into um I'm gonna go away from the psychology. I'm gonna go into just real conversation, you know. Um
Okay.
so I
Okay.
got a couple people who will come and have some deep conversations with me. So that should be fun.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Anyway, I'm not going to hold you up any longer because you do need to get some sleep.
Yeah,
So
I'm about to take
good
my
night for you.
behind. Good night. I appreciate you again.
Okay, no problem. And I'll catch you soon.
Thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye bye. Shout out to Ashley Rowe. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Hey, that was dope. I appreciate that. You know, the link is always dropped. And when y'all hit it, you know, we had conversations like this. I mean, we hit on so many good points. And I asked the question, where the substance? And she came up here and gave it. So it's a lot of great information there. It's going to be one of the videos I drop. But y'all know what I always say, care about how you feel. These are conversations to build nations. And if I said anything to resonate with you, do me a favor, hit that share button. Tell somebody to tell somebody. Help me spread the word. But until, hey, tomorrow we over at Antisocial. Her link should be in the chat right there. Every time I say it, it pop up. The last night bot, make sure y'all hit that and make sure you got the noti bell on. We'll be over at Antisocials tomorrow. So, yeah, until then, have a good one. I'm going to just end it tonight. I ain't going to play the outro. But I appreciate y'all.